Yeah.
So you're live.
We live.
We live?
Aren't we?
Oh my God.
Aren't we?
We're live with nobody here. Guys, what's up? Who's up? Nobody's up. There's nobody here. Oh.
So, hi.
Yeah, we live.
So,
Yeah, we're live.
apologize.
How come I don't see it here?
There's
Mama,
nobody,
you're live.
right?
You're live.
Okay, who's
We're
this?
live.
This?
But it's
But
gonna
would-
take a while because we're coming back from a major flop, and people are gonna start connecting slowly. So.
But it's good. We're already live. Yes.
We're live? Okay.
So,
All right.
So what I'll do
All
is
right.
I'll start sending out stories.
Anybody there though?
Send stories.
Yes, they are.
There's
Yeah.
people that are waiting.
There's a few people here. There's 9 people already connected.
Hey guys, 9 people
Hi.
connected. Thank you for waiting for us. So we had a main issue here. Dan, it's not that we prepared the last minute. Dan prepared a while back, but there was some conflict between Adrian and Dan, so both fired.
It was Adrian's fault.
Blame it on Adrian.
So thank you anyway. Adrian, which camera is it? Because I'm not
This
used to
one.
this
It's
thing.
now.
That camera.
Okay, never
Yes.
look at this camera.
Okay,
Look at this
always
camera.
look at
down.
that camera. Okay, thank you anyway for waiting for us. Here I am with Allan from Diamond Images. He was with me about a couple of months ago, and we did another special on diamonds. So he's gonna talk a little bit more today about engagement rings, and what makes it a good buy, and budget stones and all of that. And we also have Miss CRM.
Hi,
Miss
guys.
CRM is camera shy, so please
Yeah.
don't crucify her.
And don't crucify me either. I'm camera shy too, believe me.
So we're gonna try to make this as nice as
He's
possible,
the expert,
and we are basically want to teach you, inform you. It's not a sales pitch; it's more about teaching and informing on all these engagement rings. Okay,
on a budget.
so on a budget, like she says. So I'm gonna pass it down now to Mr.
Diamond
Allan.
Images.
Allan from Diamond Images, and he's going to educate us all.
All right. So thank you. Good to have you guys over here. Okay. So the first thing we need to do, or when a person decides to buy engagement ring for the significant other, is the shape of the diamond.
Okay.
Is what you need. The shape of the diamond is the most important thing that we need to first narrow it down to, and then you choose the size and the budget and everything else. So let's say we start with a round diamond. That would be the most conservative.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, right. That's like
That's my
basic.
favorite,
You cannot go wrong with it. If you don't know what to give your fiance or the significant other, a round would be a more basic product to give. So you cannot go wrong unless.
I have a question, Anna. People said sometimes the round one costs more.
Yes.
Is it the shape?
Is that
Yes.
true?
Yes. Round diamonds do cost more. If you do, let's say, H color VS1 on a round versus H color VS1 on a fancy shape stone, people tend to think fancy shapes are more expensive. I'm going to explain you how that works.
Yeah,
so
that would be
if you
great to
do
know.
HVS1 on a round versus an oval stone or a pear shape or a princess cut stone, rounds are more money. It's because they're more in demand, they're more appreciated. Fancy shapes, they come in and they go out. So it just depends on the person, what the person wants. But round is like basic forever. You cannot go wrong with round.
So then when Dan bought me my engagement ring,
Yours
he
not
said
round.
that it was how do you call the square one?
A princess cut.
He
princess
said the
cut.
princess cut
For a
was the most
princess.
expensive one. No, you said it was the most
Because
expensive.
I said that you remind me of, I said that you remind
He
me
was
of a
wrong.
princess.
It was wrong. You lied to me.
He gave it to because you're a princess. He's right.
You're right.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah, my
princess-
husband.
Princess
So-
or a princess,
so
yes.
special.
So first you decide on what shape she wants, or if you don't have an idea, you talk to her best friend or a sister or whatever, and then get some ideas as to, okay, what does she like, So you try to narrow it down at that point first, and then you go with your budget as to what your budget is. Yeah, so going on the budget, I'm going to educate you a little bit on diamonds as to how we can save money. You don't have to spend tons of money to get the best stone. Believe me, it just depends on how the person wants to sell you or how much money you want to take from your client. If you're very honest and sincere with your work, you would try to save your customers money. And that's what's very important. And people appreciate when you save money. And I'm all about that for some reason. I don't care how much money you spend in my office, whatever. You give the customer what he wants. You start conservatively, and you can always go up. You cannot start with $100,000 stone and the customer has a budget of, let's say, 10,000. You are
Yes,
totally
of course.
derailing the entire situation there. So let's say we do a 1.5 carat, right?
Okay.
So are we going to zoom in here, or we are good, right? Okay. So let's say we do a chart over here on the color. So let's say we do DEF. This would be the highest color. Okay. Then we do G, H, I, and J. This would be the second category. This is colorless. DEF is colorless, which is super white.
Super white.
So GHIJ would be the second category. So some people want to stop at an I, so you don't see any tinge of color on the stone. But when it comes to a round diamond, you can go up to a J. I go up to a K at times.
Really?
And yeah, because it depends on the material of the stone. You can have a K colored stone, but it still looks beautiful. It could still have a lot of life to it. It just depends on what material the stone is. We will get into that details as we go along in the next
Yeah,
episodes,
yeah.
whatever. I want to educate you guys as much as possible as to how to save money. You don't have to break your bank to buy an engagement ring for your fiance, I swear, right? So you have to be conservative, comfortable, and give her what would make you comfortable first, then her. Of course, she's
Okay.
important as well, but we have to be very conservative
Yes,
with
sir.
everything. So
Yeah.
having said that, let's say we go, this would be the color DEF, GHIJ, and you can go all the way down to Z. So we don't want to go this low, okay? So this would be a very conservative range. GHI, even J is very nice. You would save a lot of money on the stone. Now, clarity-wise, you can do a VS1. You can do a flawless stone as well. You don't need to spend so much money on a flawless stone. So you can do VS1, VS2, SI1, or an SI2. Now, I think I mentioned in the previous episode, like one time, like you can buy a beautiful stone SI2. I'm going to show you some GI certificates right now. So if you do an SI2 and if you are on a budget, make sure the table of the stone is clean. You cannot have inclusions on the table of the stone. That's where the main money is. When you're young, like you guys, more than me. So with younger eyes, when you look at the a diamond, you will see an imperfection or a black right in a second,
Oh.
and that would bother the girl or
Of course,
the
of
fiance
course,
for so that's very, so we have to keep the table completely clean. So let's say we are buying, you can have a VS1 stone. Let's say a VS1 could have a black right in the middle. Believe me, that's how the grading is done. There are many loopholes. There are a lot of gray areas in grading a stone. I'm going to get into more details as we go along in future as well. But a VS1 could be like this, okay? Or an SI1 or an SI2 could be with inclusions on the
On
side.
the edges, of
Yeah.
course.
So this is how you save money if you're on a budget, by going with an SI1, SI2 stone, but having
you
a
have
clean
it-
table.
So the clean table, when you refer to the clean table, you're talking about the
right in
top
the
of
The-
the diamond.
Yes.
So the top and then the cut. How is
And
that
the
called
bottom.
again?
Okay. This is the diamond like this. I'm going to show you right
Diamond,
now.
of course.
So the top part is the
Mhm.
table.
The table.
Table.
Of
Okay.
course.
Okay,
Got it.
and the side
the
part
side.
is the pavilion,
The
and it
pavilion.
goes down. So this part always has to be
Has to
clean.
So if you have an S1 or S2 diamond,
SI1.
that is clean on the top, but then it has on the pavilion some kind of inclusion.
You cannot see
You
it,
cannot
right?
see it on the
No.
simple eye with a
No.
simple eye.
No, not at all. So we have to
That's
keep,
why.
we have to keep the table clean is the most important factor, especially if you're on a budget. If you, like I said, you can have a VS1 stone with more inclusions. You can have an SI1 with literally no inclusions at all. I have put some stones aside for today's presentation, just to give you an idea, so people can see what happens with the stone, okay? Now, I'm going to show you rounds. It's a little bit easier to explain and educate clients as well. So give you an idea over here. This stone here is 1.5 carat. I don't know if we can zoom in here. 150. The stone is J as in John, SI2. Okay. So it's 150, J as in John, SI2, 1.5 carat
Okay.
stone. Now, just to give you an idea, look at this stone over here. Okay, so if you can zoom in into the diagram of the page here, this Si2 literally has nothing on it.
I see.
See that? So this is how you have to buy. And what happens is some people are very adamant about, oh, I want a VS1 only. I don't want Si1, Si2. But a VS1 could have more inclusions than having an Si2 with a very budget-friendly stone and with no inclusions. See?
What is red?
This red is a little tiny imperfection on the stone. Yeah. So what they do is they show you the little tiny feather. Yeah. It could be a feather. Like this is the table of the stone over here. So this is clean. Nobody can see anything inside the stone. And that's how you need to buy. And that's how you become in a very low range. You know, of course, we have to make sure the cut is excellent over here. The symmetry is excellent and the polish is also excellent. So when you have all these excellent grades on a stone, does not matter if you have small inclusions, you would still see that the stone is beautiful. Exactly. And I'm going to show you the stone over here. This is Si2 150. Okay, yes. Okay, so let's okay, look. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Look at this. I'm going to grab this tweezer here.
Okay.
Now, when you look at this stone over here,
beautiful.
yeah. Now, when you look at this stone over here like this, you have nothing to worry about. If you want, you can put your fingers here. I'm going to show you.
Guys, don't mind my nails.
Crucified
by my nails.
Yeah.
Lower.
See, now, Sandra, when you were away, I just, okay. So see, this is an Si2 over here.
Okay.
No inclusions on the stone. And again, it depends how I buy my stones. I'm very picky with my product. So I buy stones like these. Otherwise, I can even give you one grade better Si1 with more inclusions on it. And that's how the grading system is done. So there's nothing we can do, but this depends on how the person is buying the stone here. You know, so okay, this one here, put this if you want to try it on. You want to try with the ring here? Either one of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's big enough.
Right?
My fingers are a little bit.
What size is that one?
This is the same, the 150. The 150, of course, keep in mind.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Keep in mind, the prongs are a little bit big over here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to. Yeah, there you go. Now, that's an Si2. Now, we can do an Si1. Okay. Let's keep that one
So
handy.
Si2.
That's an Si2.
But it looks pretty wide, though.
It's
and
very
what
wide.
What clarity does it have?
Now, this one is Si2, J color.
J color.
Yeah.
So J color. Oh, J color even falls into below here.
It falls into lower color, but again, the stone is
But
beautiful.
It's super wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Super wide. That's why I wasn't.
Now, see, I'm going to show you something. I showed you the
You can put that one
certificate on the Si2, right? Now, I'm going to show you the certificate on a VS2, which is 2 notches better in clarity. Okay. Now, if you can zoom in again, we'll do both the stones together. Now, yeah, there you go. Thank you. Now, if you zoom in into the two diagrams of the certificate, you will see, if you can zoom one by one, you can see the VS2 has a tiny inclusion, and 2 notches lower Si2 also has about the same inclusion.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because I'm looking into. I see here, what are those clouds? There's some clouds in here.
Very good.
And crystals, those crystals, right?
Yeah, little tiny pinpoints. This is under extreme magnification.
And then this one, in fact, looks like it has less, like it has a feather here.
So that is the idea of buying the right stone from the right person. A lot of people think, I want VS1 for my fiance. No. Look at the stone inside, and then you decide what you want.
So that's good to know, because I was one of those that thought that I always have to have a VS1. So looking at this, having a VS1 and having an S1, it's actually the same thing when it comes to the inclusions. So it's just where the inclusion is sitting at that makes it different.
Okay, right? Yeah, exactly right. But keep in mind, stones like these are very difficult to obtain. Si2 with less inclusions are very difficult to obtain. So whenever you go on a buying trip, if you call us or wherever you go, right, make sure you have the table clean, Make sure there are no black noticeable inclusions on the table. Very important, because first thing people notice is, oh wow, I see the black right over there.
You can see it, like,
you can see
without
it.
a loop.
If the
Really?
inclusion is significant on an SI2, yes, you will. You will see a big chunk of carbon right on the table. So these are all the factors which determine the price. And if you are on a budget, like this episode, we are trying to save money. So if you are on a budget and trying to save money, go with an SI1 or an SI2. Of course, you have to find stones of this category. I specialize in these. I own every single piece. I want to make sure when I buy correctly, I'm going to give you a right stone. If I buy incorrectly, I'm not going to educate you with all these details, so I can just get away with my mistakes.
So now let me ask you something.
Mhm.
So you gotta be very careful and go by an S1, S2. But
SI1,
now, when you talking about being on a budget, right? What's the difference in price?
Significant.
Significant?
Significant,
Like
yeah.
thousands of dollars? What is
Right.
the difference?
Okay,
in,
let's
you
see.
know?
Now, just to give you an idea, right? The 150 HVS2, and then we have the 150 JSI2, right? So I'm going to give you a number on the two stones, which visually, and I'm going to put them together right now.
Yeah.
They are almost
Let's
the
see the
same.
difference.
Let's see the difference. Okay, so 150, I'm just going to give you an approximate number over here,
Yeah,
of
just a
course, by
ballpark.
itself. So let's say the HVS2 would be today's price a little bit higher because of the pandemic and everything else. So let's say an HVS2 would be 16,700.
How much was that? 16,000?
16,700 for an HVS2 versus the J as in John SI2, you're looking at 9,975. So 9,975 versus 16,000.
It's almost, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a significant.
It's huge. And now compare one next to the other
Let's
one.
compare one next. Okay, so this one is the HVS2. Okay, and the first one was the John SI2, JSI2, and the 150 HVS2. Technically, both stones are beautiful next to each other, but here, this is very rare. You can just drop the stone over here.
Guys, you can put any comments, anything that you want to know.
No, I'm going to put it over here.
And I'm looking at the phone to answer those questions, okay?
Okay.
Wow.
See, you can actually,
really tell.
you cannot tell the difference.
No.
You have a difference of 6,000 and change
That's a lot
on the
of
stone.
Money
and
is a huge
visually,
difference.
to the naked eye, you cannot tell any difference. So
I mean,
this is where I come in. Save your money. Don't
see it? Can
spend
you
money
see
just
it?
like that based on certificate. You got. Yeah, I'm gonna hear. I'm gonna show.
Yeah.
Look, if I make a pair of earrings from these two, okay, if I make a pair of earrings over here, nobody in the world would actually notice the difference between this and the other. They could actually pass away as a matching pair.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And price is a huge change.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. You don't have to go on a VS1. You
No,
can go
I mean,
if you're on a budget. If you are on a budget,
yeah.
exactly. You
If
can
It looks
do
the same.
Yeah, it looks the same. And if you're on a budget, try to be a smart buyer and make sure the stone doesn't have inclusions on the table. Make sure the stone is cut well. Make sure the stone, there are more detailed categories that we can go into about how the diamonds in color also vary from one to the other. So although it's very complicated. So we have, first thing is basic, clean table, nice color, nice clarity is how you do that, you know.
So then there's how to say, so then you can have a very nice looking diamond without having to break the
bank.
Yeah,
Exactly. Let's not break the bank.
No. Okay, let me see. I'm checking to see whether there's some questions that we can address right now.
Right.
Let me see.
So what do you think, Raysa? Miss CRM.
Oh, Miss CRM.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead, tell me.
No, I'm reading a survey right here, and it says that definitely, like, men who give their women princess cut stones tend to last longer in their marriages.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true. That's not true.
I think it's a personal opinion, but we respect.
You're trying to cover your, you're trying to clean your table. That's what you're trying to do. That's too funny.
So okay, ask me what else you want to ask me. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Now, should I go even lower or should I go higher?
Are all excellent cuts the same? Well, we're gonna get into cuts in a little bit, right?
Okay,
So
yeah.
we
Yeah.
just got.
Okay.
So anybody has a question regarding the quality, right? That's the quality, right?
Yes.
The collar.
Anybody,
clarity.
if you have it, just write it down.
Okay, good question,
talk about
Sandra. Earlier you asked me if all excellent cuts are the same.
Yeah.
The answer is yes and no.
Okay.
Now I'm going to explain you why. So in an excellent cut of a diamond, right, you have certain parameters what makes a stone excellent.
Okay.
So let's say hypothetically we're talking about a 1.5 carat stone over here. Okay, so let's go back to the 1.5 one more time. Now again, this is how diamond buying should be. I'm going to explain you over here so we can zoom in one more time on that. Let me get these certificates so it's better. Now excellent cut on a 1.5 carat, it could range between 7.2 millimeter. So that's the entire diameter of the stone. Okay. So this thing over here, this whole surface, it could be 7.2 millimeter in diameter. Or you could have the same 1.5 carat, like over here, 7.25 millimeter. Okay. You can have the exact same stone with 7.41 in diameter. So when you get a stone with 7.41 millimeter in diameter, you're getting a larger stone for your product. So GIA has certain parameters of making the stone excellent. Let's say you're up to certain percentage on a table, you could be XXX, or you go a little bit lower, it could go down to a very good. So it just depends on the stone. So yeah, you can have an XXX stone, but you could be at a lower end of the XXX grading. So you could have complicated, right? Okay, let's go down one more time. Okay, here. Now, if you do, let's say a 1 carat stone, right? A 1 carat stone can be 6.2 millimeter. That's the entire diameter of the stone. It can be 6.3 millimeter, 6.4. The maximum would be 6.45 millimeter, and you can still be in the XXX category. Now, what happens is if I'm going to sell you a stone with a 6.2 millimeter.
But when you're talking about, I'm a little bit confused
the
about
diameter.
the
circumference.
The circumference, right? The diameter, but wouldn't that change with the size of the stone? The diameter changes, right?
Yes. So what happens is if you do a smaller diameter on the stone, right, you're getting a larger depth on the stone.
Okay. So the larger one, the more light.
No. Larger the depth, smaller the stone, because the belly, the belly of the stone is carrying the weight of the stone.
Okay.
So we're going to zoom in over here. I'm pretty sure we're doing that. So let's say we do. I think we are, right?
You're great, Allan.
I don't know. Are we zooming in over here? Yeah, right. Okay.
Zoom over here.
Okay. We're zooming. Okay. So now let's say this is how we have to do. That's a good question, Sandra, by the way. Very nice. Okay. Ignore my drawing a little bit, but I'm going to be my. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. So now, now this stone tends to be too small, deep. Okay. This one looks pretty already because, and this one looks flat. Okay, we're going to give the same over here. So what happens is when the stone is deep with 6.2 millimeter over here, you're getting an XXX stone, but with a larger depth, a smaller table. So when you have a 6.4 millimeter depth, which let's say we have here, a larger stone, you're going to have a larger table. On the other hand, if you have a very extremely large table, it's not good either. The stone will not fall into the XXX category. So you have 6.2 millimeter on a round stone. You can go maximum up to 6.4, 6.45. In certain cases, 6.50 also. It's very seldom you can actually do a 6.5 millimeter stone and yet have an XXX category. Okay, so 645, 640 would be enough of a normal range to find. So that's where the XXX comes from.
Guys, are you understanding what we're talking about here? Any questions? Dan, you see any questions about this?
You had your questions there. There's a bunch of questions going
on. Okay, so keep asking. Yes.
Any
I,
any WhatsApp contact? Yeah, we're gonna put some contacts in there. Don't worry about it.
yeah, you can always find us on WhatsApp.
Is there a point of selling back diamond rings?
Yes. Now, if you decide to buy a diamond from us, let's say the market tends to go very strong,
Okay.
like we have been doing right now. So
Yeah.
people who have bought diamonds from us prior to the pandemic, they have increase in value of up to 31%. In the last 6 months itself, the prices of diamonds have gone up, I think 4 or 5 or 6 times.
Okay.
So
Significant.
yeah, so what happens is the price could drop down as well. So during the start of pandemic last year, March 20th, I would not forget that because I have a bunch of stones in my office. So on March 20th, when we actually went on a shutdown, on a lockdown,
Yeah.
um,
That's
all
when
the
it started.
prices went down about 18 to 20%. So
Wow, that
let's
was
say
a time.
the prices went down a lot. So buying back a diamond in future, if the prices are stable, then I'm always willing to buy back. I do charge like not a penalty, like a restocking fee, because let's say I make some
No,
5% profit
Okay,
from
that
you. I
makes
want to
sense.
keep my profit and I want to charge you a little bit
course.
less. And that's being
Yeah.
very fair as to giving
Of
you as much
course.
money back on your
No, it's fair
investment.
enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, but now let me
Yes.
ask you another question. Like CRM does, do you do trade-ins? Like, let's say that I bought you a diamond. My budget to buy the diamond now is $5,000, but then now I have another $5,000. Can I give you the ring that you make for me? Can I give it back to you, and you can,
Okay, so
Upgrade
upgrade
yeah,
it for a
you-
bigger diamond?
Yes.
You know, can we
you
do
can definitely.
That's an insult to your husband.
We're gonna upgrade this one, a
That
big
is-
one.
that?
over
An
there.
insult to your
An insult to your husband. Why are you so always defensive there?
Okay, no. So, good question. Let's say you spend 5,000 with me today, and
Okay.
you want to come back to me and say spend 10. So, in all fairness, I will charge you a restocking fee.
Okay, so
You know why?
okay.
Because if I don't tell you about the restocking fee, I don't want to be charging you more on your new
On a new
purchase.
side,
So either you
yeah.
tell the customer honestly, I will take off 10% for restocking and give you
watches.
and
same
give
thing.
you a fair
That's the
price.
same thing.
Yeah, give you a fair price on the
Yeah.
next item. Otherwise, I'm going to charge you more on the new item and tell you I'm going to give you full $5,000.
You know,
I wouldn't feel
Yeah,
comfortable
it makes
doing
it makes sense
Yeah.
because you're doing the
Yeah.
exactly. You're
Yeah.
getting
Makes
the
sense.
Yeah.
diamond back.
And let's
Has to
say
be fair.
Okay.
have to be
Yeah.
fair, exactly. So yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
let
Next
me
question.
see. Always inspect diamonds yourself. Oh, wait, for inclusion. So, yeah, that's something that I
Yes.
think everybody, and that's exactly one of the reasons why we're doing this type of videos, is sort of that when you go buy a ring, a diamond, whether it's with Allan or whoever it is that you use, because obviously Allan, Allan is here in Miami.
I have a good point.
So you know what, how to buy and what to ask and where to look, so somebody comes and tells you, I want to buy, you want to buy a 1 carat, and they tell you, oh, get a J or get I don't know, K, a clarity, whatever it might be, the
Yeah.
color,
Mhm.
and
Sorry.
you know what they're selling you. So the idea of this video is exactly that, so that we educate you and that you know what to look for when you're buying a diamond.
And
What's your
also,
budget?
yeah,
Yeah.
budget, exactly. And one more good point you brought out over there is most stones that
Mhm.
I try to buy or try to get them is I try to get them with a GI inscription. So
Okay.
if you are going to trade a stone back with me, let's say 2 years down the road, how do I know you are giving me the same stone
Of
back?
course.
So
yeah.
most of my
Yeah.
stones have inscription. So it says over here inscription. So this is a report number of the diamond.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
this report number is actually laser inscribed on the diamond.
You did good on that one, then.
Yes.
It's laser.
Yeah, this is laser inscribed, right?
That's about the only thing you did good here. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, so with the inscription, you can
Yeah.
authenticate the stone and the certificates. It's easy
That
to
is
buy,
just
easy
yours.
to buy.
Yeah.
Of course, go ahead.
So I have some question here. It says from one end. Sorry, I didn't bring my glasses. From one end of excellence to the other. Is there a noticeable brilliance?
Sorry,
See?
one more time.
Oh,
they can
oh,
pick
this
you.
is good.
you
It's
look?
actually, I'm getting old, guys. So excellent to
Can you
the
read
other.
now?
Yeah, is there a noticeable brilliance difference? Is
Between-
there a bargain to be had by going for borderline of very good? My rule has
No.
X only.
Okay.
EX only. I don't know what that means, but
Okay. Can you help me again?
Yeah, I didn't understand what I read anyway.
Okay, from one end to the one end of excellent to the other is a noticeable brilliance difference. If there's a bargain to be had by going to a borderline of very good, my rule has been XXX only. Okay, so you could go very good, very good, very good also. The reason why a stone gets a very good is because the polish is not
Okay.
excellent.
Oh,
So I'm going to show you a very good example right now of a stone. Look, I have goosebumps just telling you this. It's a little story that I don't want to disclose the person's name, and this actually happened to me last week. I'm going to take the name of the person away.
yeah.
This stone actually came to me from a friend of mine. She's trying to sell this, and this is yeah, her name.
I want to show the name.
You put the name away. So, okay, so this person is trying to sell the stone, and what has happened is I just got it graded with GIA, and this is not an excellent cut.
Okay.
Now, besides not being an excellent cut, the stone has a little bit of a haze. So,
The color.
very whoever put the question over there, very good question. I'm going to show you something over here.
That was Ozzy.
Yes, yes, very good. Borderline, very nice. Okay, so this stone over here happens to be cut grade, very good. Okay. Okay, now, like I said in our last presentation, diamond buying is extremely strenuous. You have to really be focused into what you're doing, and I've been doing this for 25 years, and believe me, with all my knowledge, all my expertise, I think honestly it's not easy to buy diamonds. And I love my job. I think it's stressful. Now, just to give you an idea, if I don't disclose what's wrong with the stone over here, a normal person would not even realize what I'm doing. Now, this person left the stone for a sale with me. I already told the person, look, it's not my thing. I would feel embarrassed to even show you my face. If I sell this to you right now, Sandy, honestly, I want to be like this. I don't want to see Sandy again because I'm doing something
You're
wrong.
doing
So
something, yeah.
give you an idea. This stone is a very good. Yeah, it's a very good. Okay. Now, if you look at the depth of the stone and the table of the stone, it's beautiful. Now, I'm going to show you the stone over here right now. The stone has no life.
No life.
No life. Yeah. I hope we can show this to. Are we good
And what
with
do you
this?
mean by no life? Because for me, it shines a lot.
No.
It's like,
No.
It looks different.
It
What is it?
doesn't have the.
I cannot tell what's the difference.
There's something wrong.
But there's something wrong with it.
That's the point.
That's
the
the
point.
CRM knows.
Yes.
yeah.
You see,
Definitely.
the stone doesn't have. Now, even if I give you a
It has
stone,
no life.
yeah, I'm going to show you. This is a color J as in John. I'm going to go substantially lower in the color of the stone. And people would normally say, you know what? Oh, it's a low color. I don't want this stone at all. It's bad. No, it's not bad. Look at every single stone to make sure what you're getting. You cannot just write off, oh, this is bad. No, look at the stone and save money on your product is that's what you're doing right now. So this stone over here, if you want, just put your hand over here so we don't make it fly. I want to show you stone much lower in color, and it would have a better brilliance than this one over here.
What
Okay.
what do you show the diamonds on the blue paper? Is it supposed to give it more white or?
Yeah, it makes it look nicer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just one.
We have to hide some flaws with
Okay.
the blue, but
Just
I didn't put the blue paper.
Just thoughts that come to my mind. I'm always thinking,
White, blue,
always
red,
thinking.
white.
White, blue.
No, okay,
Why not white?
okay, just go back. This I have it on hold for a client right now, so we can take this thing off. Now, this is K as in Karen.
Okay, so it's a K color.
K as in Karen VS2. So we're looking at significantly lower in color of the stone. Okay,
So,
but
so if you guys look at the grading here, this K is all the way on the
all the way
bottom.
down.
All the way on the bottom.
Okay, and the stone we have over here,
go up to
which is
C.
look at this
Wow.
one. Now we're gonna open this one. It automatically
It shines more. Yes.
shines more.
See? What's the
Yeah, now
difference?
exactly.
Now you see the difference?
Yeah, now I see the difference.
Yeah.
But I see the difference because I saw that one first.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Now-
would have been able to tell the
Yeah,
difference.
Exactly. So you're gonna
different.
put this next to
It's
each other.
different.
Now this one is a very good. Very good. So the cut is very good. But again, if I put this in a lower color, look which one shines more.
Yeah, it's
See?
amazing. Yeah.
This one has no life.
No life. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a haze to the stone
Yeah,
over
see,
here.
Now I can tell.
Now there are two
But
reasons.
yeah.
Two reasons for the haze over here is, first of all, the person who cut the stone did not cut the stone well, so he couldn't take off whatever blemishes the stone had. Secondly, this stone here, the material of the stone, which is the rough of the stone, is not very good.
Yeah.
So it's very complicated how this whole
Mhm.
procedure is. So are we
Mm.
getting this zoomed in? Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry. So this is the one with the haze, and this is the one which
Yeah,
is
you
the
can
no haze.
tell.
This is lower color but beautiful,
That one
excellent
looks more
cut.
deeper than the other one. The
Yeah,
other one
also
Yeah.
that's a little bit
more
larger.
flat.
Yeah,
Flat,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
it's a little
Flat.
bit larger stone
Yeah,
as well.
I
So
see.
this is 3.5 carat, and this is a 4 carat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have some good question here
Go ahead.
while you do that. So, are the different part of the world that have better natural diamonds? What happens to the excess? I always wonder that. What happens to the excess of the cutting of the diamond?
Okay, let's say this stone over here is for a 4 carat, right?
Right.
Okay, let's say this stone is not. I want to recut the stone. So when I put this stone on a wheel, when they cut it on the wheel, you would think I would get my extra diamond back. No,
No, that's right.
it disappears in the polishing.
Oh. Okay.
So it just disintegrates into thin air.
Yeah,
We don't
exactly.
get it back.
So there you go. That's
Uh-huh.
that's
So
the
that's
answer.
the
So the
answer,
excess is gone.
Yeah. So what happens sometimes is when you have a stone which is larger, and it's not an excellent cut stone. Let's say it's 5 carats, and it's a very good, good, or very good, good, right?
Yeah.
So in order to bring the stone to excellent remarks, what we have to do is I'm gonna show you over here. Okay. Let's say we have a larger stone here. Okay. Should I do here? Okay, let's do okay. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Okay, let's say we have a stone. Again, I'm not an artist, but I try my best.
That's okay.
Okay, so let's say we're gonna recut the stone. This is a 4 carat, so let's say 5 carat over here, right? Okay, for example, and it's not an XXX stone. In order to cut the stone, we have to cut the stone at every single point to make the stone perfect. So what happens is when you have a stone which has enough depth to the stone, you can cut the stone from here.
Yeah,
Okay.
give it
Like this. Okay.
Yeah.
to the
make it-
pavilion, you
exactly.
make it smaller
Less
to make it
deeper.
fit
In
in
the
that
XXX
6
category.
between the X or whatever. the six,
Exactly.
yeah.
So you have to have enough depth on the stone
stone.
to make it XXX.
Okay.
So the only X I prefer is on the diamonds.
Okay.
That was a joke.
So now,
Oh, Allan.
so then for the same gentleman, then I'm cutting it there. For the same gentleman who wants to know do you have any like preferred place, or there's any preferred place in the world that you buy the diamonds from?
Not
So
really.
it's
Yeah.
one preference for one place
No,
to the
no,
other.
I wouldn't say that. The best diamonds come from anywhere. I wouldn't say this country or that country.
Oh.
It just depends on the rough what comes
rough,
in.
yeah.
And the rough could be from anywhere. So we are not at that point yet where we would find out the origin of the diamonds. Although in the last, I would say 2-3 years, they're trying to find the origin of the stone as close as possible. So now let's say if you have a stone coming from South Africa or say Venezuela or Israel or Russia or whatever, we would know where the stone came from.
What
So
are the biggest country on diamonds?
Venezuela is big.
Venezuela.
Russia is very big.
Would have thought, right?
African countries are
Wow.
big. Not Venezuela is not as big, but yeah, African countries are very
I
big.
think I remember about the Sierra Leone movie that we saw that was about the diamonds and
yeah.
stuff like that.
That's
Blood diamond.
Blood diamond, yeah.
Oh,
They're very
blood
big.
diamond.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very big on diamonds as well.
Cuba is coming up in the ranks.
Cuba?
Cuba? Really?
You come up with something.
Nice,
Yeah.
but
So-
when it comes to polishing and finishing, India is number one.
India.
Yeah, India does $41 billion worth of exports a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now-
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna go for
Incredible.
more questions. So Mac McDonald, he wants to know what's the best color ring for the long term.
Long term, I would say the best color would be a GH. Let's say if you do an H color, you're exactly in the middle of the spectrum. So you can go higher. Of course, if money is not the issue, you can go over here. But the difference between F and G is very minimal. The difference between G and H is very minimal. Again, this episode is about how to save money. So I would save money with an HI in a very conservative range and still have an excellent stone that nobody in the world would say, oh, he gave you a bad stone or he gave you a lower colored stone. It will not happen. And being in the business for 25 years, believe me, I've had issues when I've sent a stone to GIA and I've gotten a better grade on a stone, because, or I have also lost money when I've given a stone to GIA which was pre-graded by GIA, let's say 2 years ago, and I lose a certificate and I said, please re-evaluate the stone for me.
Okay.
And I would get a better grading from them.
Oh, wow.
So it is pretty normal. It's not like they are God. It's not like they are perfect. GIA also has their own grading system, their own discrepancies. I could be lucky to get a good grade on a stone. I could also be unlucky at certain times when I would dispute a grade on a stone to GIA. If I dispute the grading on a stone with GIA, GI would re-evaluate a stone for me for a price. So let's say if I tell GI, look, this stone is not SI2, I wish it was an SI1 because the stone is beautiful. So GI re-evaluates the stone for me. And if they think, you know what, okay, I'm okay, a Diamond Images is right, we should be giving him an SI1. I have won cases many times. I have lost multiple times. So I take a chance sometimes. If I think it should be SI1 and I dispute it, I spend like $80 more or $50 more for regrading.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they
So,
reevaluate the stone for me.
what you're telling me then is that when you send a diamond to be certified, you are basically telling GIA what you think the diamond quality is, and they will tell you, yes, you're right, no, you're wrong?
No.
Oh, okay.
GIA evaluates the stone based on their expertise. But if I think the stone is a better stone, I can dispute. Yeah,
Exactly.
because GI is public service. They're doing us a service by grading the stones for us. Yeah.
So that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so Charles, thank you so much. Thank you for the love.
Thank you.
And then for One Nation, Betty's not here, but
No,
you
Betty.
can call me and I tell you what kind of diamond she likes.
She can come next time. Yeah.
Okay, let me see. I'm a bit late. I'm already talked about consider diamonds. All right, let's see. So how can you determine whether it's a fake diamond or a real diamond?
Okay, fake diamond, real diamond, that's a whole different story over there right now. But that you have to leave it up to the person you're buying the diamond from. You have to trust him first as to what he is giving you. Second thing is a GI certificate. Of course, there are issues in the market where this certificate doesn't coincide with the actual diamond. So the integrity of the jeweler is extremely important. You have to know who you're dealing with. You have to know the guy's reputation, what he wants to do with you. For me, just gives me goosebumps again. You want to be as honest as possible with the person, so you give them something nice. Don't hurt it.
It's like I always tell everybody to. When they're buying our watches and they say, how do I know that what you're selling is what you're selling? It's like you gotta trust. It's a trust. You gotta know who you're buying from, because obviously out there it's very difficult to find honest people, you know. So
you have to trust the person.
Trust the people.
Trust the person, trust the certificate, trust yourself more than anything else, and that's where I come from. Even when I buy these stones all the time. Go ahead if you have a question.
Somebody else is asking, what are your thoughts on grown
lab-grown diamonds?
Yeah,
okay. Good question again. Yeah. Okay. So lab-grown diamonds have been in the industry for the last, I would say, 30-35 years, but they only have perfected the production or the growing of the lab-grown stones in the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
So they have been doing this for 30 years, but now they are perfecting it. So if you buy a lab-grown diamond, if you bought a lab-grown diamond from me, I would say 4 years ago, they were about, let's say you're buying a stone for $5,000 4 years ago. Now I could give you the same stone right now for maybe $2,200 or $2,400. So they are about 50% lower than.
So it's a lab-grown diamond considered a fake diamond?
No, not fake. I wouldn't say fake diamond, because the material of lab-grown is exactly as what Mother Nature has made.
Okay.
So you have the same composition of a real diamond, but made by a man. So it's difficult to even perceive what's real or fake. But again, we have to trust. We have to have the stone certified with GIA, so you know what you're getting. So yeah, the value is much lower on lab grown. Yes, sir.
You have a
Sure, I have
question?
a question.
Yes.
There's actually a comment. Somebody actually made a comment regarding that. I think it was an interesting comment, which is that lab-grown diamonds can be cheaper, let's say 30% cheaper or whatever, but then the resale is horrible. So that's the risk you take when you buy
Yes.
a lab-grown diamond. That's not going to have any resale as opposed to a natural diamond, which it is going to have a resale.
Yes, and exactly right, because right now they have, I think, over 30,000 factories in China which are cutting lab-grown stones, and that's one of
They're
the
making
main
it.
reasons
Okay.
why the
Why?
value has dropped
Yes.
so much.
That's a small
So
comment.
let's say again, if you buy a stone with me, let's say for $3,000 lab-grown today, which is today's fair value on any size, let's say 3,000 hypothetically. If the value goes down after 2 years to, let's say, 2,200, you're already losing
You're
money,
losing
and
money,
for me to
yeah.
buy it
Or-
back, I would give you
no.
even less money.
Exactly.
So honestly, I mean, again, people are very eco-friendly and stuff like that nowadays, so if someone wants to have that eco-friendly diamond, go for it. It's what
Exactly.
makes
It's
you happy.
preference, yeah.
We are also eco-friendly people over here, but we prefer in real diamonds, so we can get more money from you. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So I have another question here.
Yes.
Do you take trade-ins from
Yes.
other vendors, like
Yes.
meaning other person that wants to?
Yeah, I would take a trade-in on
Okay.
another stone, again, for the mere fact, if I like the stone, I would buy it. So if I
Okay.
buy a bad stone, which is a trade-in, doesn't mean your stone is bad. It could be not a well-cut stone to my standards or my specifications
Okay.
or my clientele. So if I buy a good stone from you, I want to give her a good stone. If I buy a bad stone from her, I'm going to have to give it to you.
Exactly.
So why do that? So of course we
Yeah,
have to
got it.
reevaluate the whole thing. Yeah.
So here's from Charles Consul.
Uh-huh.
He says, "What are your thoughts about black diamonds? Are they valuable?
You mean
or
black as in
Black diamonds.
Black
Black
diamonds.
diamonds.
Okay, black
What they
diamonds.
look down to.
Okay, good questions today. Everybody's like action. Okay, so black diamonds are basically carbon.
Oh,
It's just carbon.
It's carbon because keep in mind, diamonds are carbon.
so
Well, yeah.
it's just
It's
a black
just-
diamond?
Yeah, it's a no. It's like
I don't want black diamonds anymore.
no. So I'll tell you what.
Another
Black
one.
every
It's just carbon.
it's carbon because naturally diamonds are black.
So can I use it in my
Wait,
barbecue?
wait, wait. No.
No.
Let me finish.
Exactly.
Okay, diamonds are black to originate because it's carbon, but
Okay.
the intensity of heat from Mother Nature deep down in the core
Okay.
makes the black turn into
Turns
white.
Into white.
With the
Oh.
maximum
Oh, wow.
heat temperature, the black becomes white. So when you see a diamond with a little black inclusion in the middle,
Uh-huh.
it's because of the remnants of the heat not touching that part of the rough part. So that black inclusion is basically remnants of the whole
What
black.
was?
The whole black.
The whole
So
black.
okay, sorry, but don't go, don't go. One
No,
second.
no, I'm not
So
going.
the
I'm
black
just-
diamond, if you buy a black diamond, right, is basically carbon, which was not heated to perfection. So it's very fragile. It's like buying
Oh.
lead, like pencil.
Oh, lead.
Yeah.
Really?
So
Like
this
pencil
pencil
is.
is very fragile, and that's what
Yeah.
happens with black diamonds.
There
It's
you go,
very-
guys.
Yeah.
Wavy.
Yeah.
So,
Next.
There you go, Charles. That's
if you
the
want it
answer
to
for
last,
you.
you can buy a black diamond.
Blacks are very inexpensive. Black diamonds are very inexpensive.
Really?
And
Yeah.
fragile, very
Yeah.
fragile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's fine.
brother,
Yeah.
that little diamond bracelet you gave my son, now we know.
Dan, are you listening?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying brother.
Who's
I'm
that?
gonna
Oh,
My brother, Carlos.
upgrade
Oh,
Sandra.
shoot.
I'm gonna upgrade Sandra to 5-carat black.
No.
No,
You know, give her
Okay,
something
yeah.
small, but give her something nice.
we already
Half
know.
a carat. I really,
Oh.
quality.
We're gonna get you a 5-carat. Sandra.
No. My fingers are not too big, so no.
Okay, next
After this
question.
Okay, let me
test, she's
see,
not gonna want a black
no.
diamond anymore, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you ship merch to UK?
I already answered that.
Oh, you already answered.
Okay, yes, we do.
Rich, can I get a contact? Yes, we're gonna be giving contacts. Let's see. Andy, Magic Mike, we love you. We love you, Mister, especially every Friday.
Yeah, take a trip to Montreal. just to
Yeah,
meet
we
Magic
are gonna
Mike.
go
Oh.
definitely.
We really want to meet you.
Let me see what
It's
I
so
see
nice to have
here.
people connecting us, right? When we do live.
Yeah.
I think we should do a live stream on a weekend. We
I
have much
see.
more,
Thanks.
right?
We
Yeah.
wanna do
Oh,
we
yeah,
wanna
on the
set up a
weekend,
live
yeah,
stream
of
course.
off the boat. But for that, we need satellite.
the
and
boat.
We're on the waiting list
Oh,
for Starlink. Once we have it, it's
Oh,
gonna
Paul.
Okay.
Paul was here too.
Yeah, Paul was there.
Paul, what's
Oh,
up? So nice to
Paul.
see you, man.
Oh, that one.
there.
That one.
We have nice people here connected. And
So nice to have
yeah.
people joining us.
Okay, you can go on, and I will look for
Okay,
more
so
questions.
any questions, Miss
So
CRM?
we don't
Nope,
make him
everything's
wait.
clear. You're so good at it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You
That's
know,
why we
yes,
talk
sir.
to him.
What are
Thank you,
some
thank
of
you.
your favorite stones you currently have?
My favorite stone that I currently have, I have a few 5 caraters that I own very well. I love those. One of my favorite stones would be a 4.94 carat. It's an H as in Harry VS1 stone. I may make a deal on the stone as we speak, literally today, but this stone is something that I don't want to sell because it's very difficult to obtain. So I'm
That's
going
kind of
to.
what I was going to ask you. Like, do you ever get so attached to a stone? that
I
you-
do. I do. When I find stones, let's say of no inclusions at all, sometimes I buy stones like, let's say 15, 18 stones in a one shot, right? And then let's say you come in and say, Alan, I need a stone, let's say 2.5 carat. I say, you know what? I just bought it. You want it? All right, take it. But
you,
it's a very nice stone because I love that stone. Actually, I have one stone that I'm saving for my daughter. It's a little small stone that I bought many years ago. But I just want to give it to my daughter because it's something, it's a perfect, it's a perfection stone. Like, I
perfection
just
stone.
love it.
Okay.
So I just put her name over here and I saved it, but she doesn't want that stone anyway. But I'm gonna save the stone, you know. So it's here somewhere. Somewhere.
Somewhere in there. Well, I ask you another question. So I
Yes.
said, over time, how do diamond age or change?
Okay, diamonds. We have good questions today.
I know, awesome.
Man, okay. So diamonds do age, not age like literally, but they do get abrasions. So let's say a stone, if you look at a stone, let's say from 1925, and the stone was cut in 1925, and the person is wearing for a long time, and if she's hitting against something or something, diamonds do get abrasions. They do get a little bit of unevenness, little inclusion, not the inclusion, I would say. Like I may have to, yeah.
I'll deal with that.
Yeah, okay, tell him.
Keep in mind that this is live, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
sorry.
we're doing this during
Okay.
business
Sorry.
hours.
yeah. Tell him like 30 minutes, please. Yeah, okay, sorry about that.
We'll move faster.
So, yeah, diamonds do get abrasions. They
Uh-huh.
do crack. They do chip. They do disintegrate. So,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
people who think
So-
diamonds are like not destructible at all. Diamonds do break.
Do
you
break.
could be working on something, or when a person is setting the stone, and if he applied too much pressure on one part, yes, the diamond could chip.
All right.
Yeah,
I
of course.
didn't know that.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have to take
So
care of
you always have to take care of it,
ring.
and they do
Yeah.
get abrasions over a period of time. Yeah.
So, Miss Nelsa Matos,
Hi,
let's see what
Nelsa.
Nelsa Matos is saying here. Nelsa Matos is my best friend. Which shape
Oh,
cut
no.
gives the illusion of being in a
Shut
bigger?
Sorry.
Tell him 30 minutes more. Yeah, go ahead.
So it says, which shape or cut gives the illusion of a bigger stone?
Which shape
So
or
if you
cut?
yeah. So if you want to buy a diamond, it's not that big, but which one
But you
will
want
like
it to
which
make
shape will make it
big.
look
The most bigger,
Yeah.
a round stone has the largest circumference compared to any other shape.
Okay.
So that's why people prefer a round stone more
More.
than other shapes, because let's say oval stones tend to have more depth to it,
Okay.
and they may not look as like a round
Yes,
is round, so you get more diameter, more circumference
Oh,
on the
okay.
whole stone.
Got it.
So that would be the.
So there you go. Richard did a good job, ma'am.
We have
let's see
good
what else.
questions today.
Good
You know,
questions, right?
Yeah.
Smart people.
Yeah.
Engaged people too. So,
Smart
what are some
shoppers
of
and
your
educated
stones?
consumer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we have.
so
yeah.
what are some of your favorite stones you currently have?
I would say of round stones are some of my favorites. I would say rounds, and I would, one more. I like emerald cuts a lot.
Emerald?
Emerald cuts.
You know what? You sent over yesterday for us. We're being silly trying to do the thumbnails for the video.
Yeah.
And there was
Emerald cut
an emerald
ring.
cut. I
Yeah.
loved it. I saw it and I really
Emerald
liked it.
cuts are my
Yeah.
second favorite. As personally, I love rounds, but my second would be emerald cut because it just looks classy,
It's
elegant.
beautiful, yeah.
Like my wife has a few bands that I made for her with 5 stones over here and an emerald cut eternity ring that we make. It's very classy, and
you're selling me
yeah.
that eternity ring.
Yes,
Elegant is
yes.
beautiful.
So can you make an old diamond? This is again Miss Nelsa Matos. Can you make an old diamond come back to its original brilliance?
Yes, if the stone is very old, it can be recut. Of course, remember we spoke earlier, we have to have the depth to the stone.
Yeah.
So it can be recut again, and we can reduce the carat weight of the stone as long as we have the maximum brilliance. It can be recut and made it modern. Yes.
So by cutting the pavilions, right?
Yeah, the pavilion, the depth, the whole 9 yards, the whole 9 yards.
See?
Not just one
So that
thing.
means means that to make a diamond, become more brilliant. In this case, to regain the brilliance, you are making the diamond smaller as well.
You're making it smaller. You do lose weight on cutting.
Definitely.
A significant drop in the carat weight. Let's say you give me a stone of 3 carat, which is older, and you want to make it. Let's say the stone is from 1930s or whatever, right? So in order to make the stone perfect, we may lose about 20 to 30% in the carat weight of the stone. So 3 carat may end up at 225, 250, 260. Just depends on the entire configuration of the stone. Yes.
So here's Matt Evans. I don't know whether you're gonna be able to respond this. So do you have an uncut, any diamond that is uncut and unpolished?
No.
Sorry.
Only finished. Only finished stones is what we carry. Yeah.
All right. So tips on getting into diamond dealing.
Tips on the very difficult. Doing this for.
There you go.
Oh, there you go, guys. There you go. There you go. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. This is Dan just came out with this. I know Nilson's gonna give me that Magic Mag. Magic Mag. Come on.
This is a souvenir.
You put yourself into this.
It doesn't matter.
You put black. You said
That's
black.
You put black. See?
Dan, notice you. Don't thumbs up.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
So,
next.
how did you? Let me see. Why did that? What? No, I'm reading the right
You need
one.
glasses? No.
No.
I need glasses at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Is
I
it
can't read after
important?
5.
Is it important to have the year certification when you purchase a diamond?
Yes. Always remember, every stone which is good would be GI certified. So if I have a beautiful stone in my office and it's not GI certified, I cannot get the value or the price that I want on it. So once you have the stone GI certified, doesn't matter who it is, you get all the details on the stone, the cut, the polish, the symmetry, and then the value adds up because it's a beautiful stone. So why not get more money out of it? Yeah.
Okay. So what happened to? We already did this. Da-da-da.
Take like 2 more questions.
Okay. Yeah. What is your opinion for?
Tell him to give me 5 minutes only.
Don't diamonds serial? So okay. So somebody's asking whether the diamonds have serial numbers. Yeah. Some.
Yes. The most stones are GI. The inscription of the stone is on it. So most of them have the inscription. It's advisable to have GI stones with the inscription, so you have a peace of mind. So this stone and the certificate match. Very important in today's world.
So let's say that I buy a diamond that doesn't have the certification. Can I send it to the to get GS certified?
Excellent question. Yes, we can recertify the stone, but why waste money? Because when you have the stone recertified, GI would not just say, okay, this stone, this diamond. They would reevaluate the entire stone and they would charge you the fees. So get it with GIA, best thing. It's not expensive. Like
so I'm gonna
bucks.
take a last question so we could wrap up then.
Say again?
We're gonna take the last question so we could wrap up basically since there's customers waiting there. Sorry guys, we have to continue. Why did the Merlin's mine close? Do you know?
No, they didn't tell me why they closed the mine. No, I'm just kidding. No, sorry, I apologize. I have no idea why that closed.
So okay, so pretty much, I mean, I think we have covered a lot of grounds. But let's just for the last time, sort of like make like a summary of what is
summary
important.
of what we did today is.
So if I was to buy a diamond today, an engagement diamond for myself, since Dan wouldn't buy it. Another one. So what are the most important things I need to have in mind? Can you say that in 1 minute?
Okay, so to be very conservative, go with like an HI color, and you can do VS1, VS2, SI1, SI2.
Show my diamond this before you wrap up. Show my diamond.
What's your budget?
And the budget. So if you are going to be on
let's say if we want to be on a $10,000 diamond, is that a good budget?
10,000 is a very good. Even 5,000 is a good budget.
If I have $5,000 only to buy a diamond engagement ring, what would you recommend?
If you have a budget of 5,000, go
black.
No. Ask him to sit. Let him sit. Yeah. So wait a minute. I'm going to open this. Okay. So if you have a budget of 5,000, right? What we can do is go with an I or a J color. 2 minutes. I or a J color stone, and you go in a conservative range of SI2. Would still get you a beautiful stone. Nobody can say, oh, he gave you a bad stone. No. Again, buy with confidence, buy with look into the paper, look on the table, look on into everything before you buy a stone. It's just not the cut, the clarity, and the polish. There's much more in-depth information required
Okay.
to buy a diamond.
And trust your dealer.
Yeah.
Trust your
Trust
dealer. Trust your dealer. Very important.
That's the most
And have a
important
clean table, guys. Have a clean
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
That's what I take. So
Any
they-
questions, please feel free to comment below, and we're always here to help you. And
And we'll
Thank you.
do, if you guys like this video, we will look forward into making more. So let us know.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Thank
for
you.
waiting.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and thank you for being there.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate
Thank
you.
you, Allan.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
Dan, you're in trouble.
Right now.
Thank
You're
you.
in trouble, Dan. With a black tie.
Thank
Like that.
Yes, absolutely.